Welcome everybody to Snyder Fans Read Comics. I'm your host 𝐂𝐓𝐇 Plays. I'm obviously joined by Jared from Comics Lead. Welcome.
What's up?
And we're here to talk about not one, but two different universes. And of course, we're going to be covering the issue. So let's kick things off with the one, the only Absolute Batman issue number 3.
Okay, so let me share it, and then we can get this crazy train rolling. Okay.
Yes, Cameron.
What's up, Cameron?
Let me screen share here. There we go. Absolute Batman number 3.
There you go. And so to start off, our boy, what's up, CJH? Our boy, so we see a flashback to him hanging out with Selina Kyle. And I kind of like how, like, she's obviously we know who she goes into, but it's like in the Absolute universe, she has the little tail and the little cat ears and all that. It's kind of cool.
You know what that reminds me of?
What?
Gotham.
Oh, yeah, the show. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what Scott Snyder was basing this off of. So then we get a flashback to, like, the day Thomas Wayne was murdered, and we see Gordon rushing Bruce away. Yeah. Then we cut to the modern day with our good friend Alfred Pennyworth in the Bat dump truck. And so he's talking about, like, and so they're trying to team up, but they're being pursued. Basically, they're doing Batman Begins, the high-speed chase. And so Bruce drifts a dump truck, which I'm sure is hard to do. And then Batman presses a button on that, on the control panel, and the dump truck turns into a roadster.
Which is so absolutely cool.
That is so Batman. That is 100% so Batman. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what they're doing there. Yeah, and it just speeds away. And then he hops on the gun turret because Batman's vehicles use guns. And he shoots, like, tiny bats. That's what the bullets are. They're tiny batarangs that, like, electrocute people.
That is so cool and clever.
Or actually, wait, they're actually blowing up the cars. So, well, these guys are all dead. Batman kills people, confirmed.
Absolute Batman kills. Confirmed.
And then in the back, he's got, like, a little wrecking ball that, like, swings into the cars and kills them. They're dead.
It's like what's her name? Miley Cyrus saying, "It came in like a wrecking ball."
And then they're being chased by the cops. So I love Batman. He has Gordon eject himself. Like, he throws him out of the car, seals up, and then he just goes straight into the water and then just escapes to the Batcave.
Yeah, Alfred escapes.
That is just so cool.
But you know what's so cool about this as well? Batman's become public enemy number 1 from this. From that panel alone, it looks like he's public enemy number 1.
Yeah, exactly. It's essentially that. So then we get all the cats because Selina Kyle, you get a lot of cats. And so then she takes him to a movie theater where they're seeing Zorro. For those of you that know your Batman lore, Zorro is the movie that Batman's parents took him to. I know some people have apparently said that it was a theory that they went to go see Shrek, but I'm sorry, it's Zorro. It says it on in the Snyderverse.
Wait. Where the hell did this Shrek thing come from?
Yeah, so then we get then we see Gordon's talking fake to essentially a robot. Bruce talking to a robot, and it's like his way of, like, getting information on, like, that skull thing.
He looks like Brainiac.
He does look like Brainiac. He does. There's already an absolute Brainiac, so there is that. And so they discover all the information about the skull. Then we see the mayor of Gotham is meeting with Black Skull, which, again, the mayor is meeting with a criminal. I love this. This dude kind of looks like Bane.
Jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu. They fight, and then the dude is apparently the guy apparently makes, like, deals with people, including Bruce Wayne. By the way, so
Wow.
we also see Bruce having all of his friends, and this is when they're affirming that the friends, that like all the rogues are all of his friends, which is kind of cool. Why Shrek? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
And so then Bruce says goodbye to his mom as she goes to campaign for Gordon, and he takes Pennyworth visits his daughter without her knowing, and then we get Bruce receives a video call from Black Mask and essentially says, "Hey, at 300 million for you to stand down for 1 week and let me do. If we both stand down, you don't have to do your thing. I don't have to do my thing. We can just do this." And then Bruce says, "I'll take the deal." I'm interested to see where they go with this because Batman's doing deals with criminals now.
It's the absolute universe. Batman doesn't deal criminals in the other universes.
True. Then we get to Justice League. And by the
Before
way,
we hop in, before we
ahead.
hop into that, let's just talk about the review for Absolute because I don't want to.
Solid. I'd say solid 9 out of 10. It's an action movie at this point.
It feels like a Die Hard film.
This is a car.
This is Die Hard. It feels like a Die Hard film, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where the guys, the cops, and the chasing and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, I really like the artwork. I really dig it. And Scott
artwork
Snyder's
is great in this. I'll give you that. It definitely is.
I don't know what it is, but whoever's doing the artwork deserves a raise. I'm sorry, he deserves a raise for DC.
That is Nick Dragotta. Yeah, I like Dragotta's art for sure.
Because it feels different. And on top of that, Scott is just completely killing it in the Absolute Batman books. And obviously, I can't wait for the final 2 issues.
Yeah, well, in this arc, there's always more.
Yes. I mean, in this arc, final 2 issues, and I'm also intrigued to see what happens next.
Exactly.
So if I had to rate the issue, I would have to give it a solid 9.7 out of 10.
Mm-hmm. I'll give you that. So then we move to Forever Evil Justice League. Now, what's cool about this cover, if you notice, each of the Metal Men are impersonating a member of the Justice League.
I noticed that.
There's Wonder Woman, Superman, The Flash. I think that's Cyborg, Batman, and Green Lantern.
I was like, what?
Well, when you think about it, it's because in the last issue, so the Justice League is down, so Cyborg has to go recruit another Justice League. So in this, as you know, we got an introduction to the Metal Men. Cyborg went to Magnus and said, "I need a league, essentially, a league of our own." It activates, and then we get to see the Metal Men again, and it basically says, "Okay, listen, I need you to help me fight Grid," and they're like, "Okay." And then we see like Cyborg explains what happened to him with Grid about how like his metal parts like essentially kicked him out because he was betrayed by Atomica. Crime Syndicate comes in, and then he basically connects to like an ATM and calls Grid and said, "Hey, come and get me. I'm right here." And then Grid wants to like surpass Cyborg. So what Cyborg is doing is he's playing off of Grid's pride.
Laying a trap basically for that.
Yeah, exactly. So Grid shows up and he engages in a battle with the Metal Men first. And I really like, I like how this is drawn with, this is drawn by Doug Mahnke. And I like how like the rain and the darkness and the atmosphere really add to the overall like aesthetic of the issue, which I really like.
Yeah, I think the aesthetic for this issue was really well done. And I also dig the fact of how Cyborg was trapping Grid at the beginning of this issue. I was just like, wow. And I wasn't expecting the Metal Men to turn into the Justice League. That I was surprised about.
And then Grid calls in reinforcements from the Sinister Six, I believe. And then as the Metal Men fight the Six, Cyborg and Grid have a battle within their minds.
It's
and
the
it's
Battle
like
of the Books.
it's the Battle of the Borg, exactly. So Grid basically points out, he's like, "Hey, oh, what's up, Brown?" So Grid basically points out that yeah, you were like made by technology. Victor Stone died when that mother box exploded. So they have like one of those battles. He said, "You desperately want to be human," and then I like how Cyborg says, "Okay, you can stop because I know because I'm done listening to you." And he goes, "Here's what you don't understand. I'm a cyborg. I'm the bridge between organics and technology." And I like how he tears mentally, obviously, he tears the like chest open, and it's like there's blood and stuff. And then he leaves and like deletes Grid. And then I like where Grid goes, "At least don't leave me in the darkness." And I like how Cyborg goes, "Have a nice day, Grid," and just leaves. And then Grid is offline. And then Steve Trevor, the perpetual stick in the mud, shows up to give Cyborg the lasso of truth because he has it for some reason. And then more villains show up. The Metal Men go to fight them, and then Cyborg shows up in the Forever Evil series to save the Justice League. And then we get some more of these images. What's next? Oh, good. Cool. So we're done. We are officially done with Forever Evil.
Thank God.
Yeah, it was a long one. The next one is like a regular like arc, and then we get to Darkseid War.
Okay. Are we going to be covering those? Are we going to be covering the normal arcs, or are we just going to jump straight
normal arcs? We're just going to be covering the Justice League issues as we normally do.
Okay, cool. But I gotta say, this was very well written. I love the fact that it was Cyborg versus Cyborg. It was the Battle of the Borgs. I love how what I forgot his name now. Dan, what was it? Dan, what's it? The artist name? The artist. I forgot his name now.
Doug Mahnke.
Yeah, I really find it interesting. Was Doug Mahnke ever done anything besides Justice League?
Yeah, he'll do a few more issues of this. He's done Superman before. In fact, he did Secret Origins with Jeff Johns.
Oh,
actually, no, wait. That was a different guy. There's another guy that kind of draws similar to him. Oh, yeah, he did Green Lantern with Jeff Johns.
Okay, so that's an issue. That's a comic that we're covering for sure. But if I had to rate this, if I had to say what the positives for me about this issue was that it was focusing solely on Cyborg. We did get a little bit of the Metal Men, but mainly we got the Cyborg and the fact of it. You know, he says he like how he was in Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, where he says, "I'm not broken, and I don't need. I'm not alone."
That.
I got that feeling from this issue, and furthermore, I also felt that this is what inspired Zack Snyder to put that in there.
Well, it wasn't Zack Snyder who put it in there, it was probably Chris Terrio, because remember, Zack didn't write any of these movies.
Yeah, true. But Chris Terrio had the inspiration from this book.
I would imagine so. There's too much of the new 52 in those movies to make me think he wasn't reading it.
Yeah, too much. But I'm definitely so we got a question, by the way. Who is going to win between Grid and Ultron?
Ultron, because Ultron is a little bit more like widespread than Grid. Grid is relatively like, what's the word? I won't say small, but I guess kind of small in that sense.
Yeah. By the way, Tevye is asking, wait, Killer Frost works for Steve Trevor since when?
She was in the Justice League of America, Tevye, which was the Justice League team that Steve and Amanda Waller created to take out the Justice League if they ever turned evil.
And yeah, so this is the end. I believe this is the end of the Grid arc, right?
Yeah, we're done.
We're done with the Grid.
This is actually the end of the Crime Syndicate stuff as well.
Okay, so this answers your questions, Tevye. This answers your question. Okay, when it comes down to, I would have to give the the dialogue between each other. I think that's pretty brilliant as well. Very well written. Comics Embraced.
Hey, what's up?
Hello, Comics. I almost call you Comics Explained there. Sorry, my bad. Welcome, comments explain. I
You
got
did it again.
comments
Comics
embrace.
embraced. Comics embraced.
Call it CEM. Okay, we'll call it CEM because it's better. Brown says Absolute Batman #4 releases today, isn't it?
Yeah, it looks fun, so I'm gonna enjoy checking that out.
Which we will cover in, I believe, 2 weeks' time.
Okay.
Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna do Absolute Superman and Absolute Wonder Woman. We've got to get those done next week and the week after. So we'll do those, and then after that we'll come back to Batman. But all in all, though, I have to give this issue a solid 9.5 for sure.
Yeah, I'll give you that. It's one of the more fun issues of Justice League.
I just wish there was, with the front cover where they had the action scene. I wish we got that in the comic.
Yeah, but here's the thing, that they're not the Justice League, though.
I know, but you know what I mean, though, when they had the designs and everything.
No, I know, but they're not the Justice League, so it would seem like they're trying to replace the League.
Oh, okay. So honestly, though, I'm really looking forward to issue 30. Is it?
Should be.
So issue 30 is a milestone for us as Snyder Fan Reads Comics.
Yep.
So we'll be doing a special stream for that. We'll be definitely be doing a special one for that. Mm-hmm. Can you give us a tease for the issue 30,
though? Lex Luthor, Justice League member.
What?
Yep, that's all I'm going to give you.
How? Like,
nope. You're going to have to find out next week.
Okay, I'll find out next week. But I mean, I'm just like, in my mind, I'm just saying, like, how? Like, in my mind.
He does it in a very Lex Luthor way.
Goddamn Lex Luthor. I mean, it is what it is. Lex Luthor is Lex Luthor. We got questions. Keep on coming. Questions coming in, guys. So, question from Brown Destroyer: how would Superman look if someone designed Superman costume wearing blue in place of red, vice versa?
I'm looking at the costume right now, and honestly, I would say I would prefer it. I think it's fun. It would be a little too bright. See, what the blue does is that it's a little more subdued than the red. Plus, it would kind of screw with the whole aesthetic.
Okay. I mean, he's talking about James Gunn's Superman, right?
No, I think he's talking about General.
Okay.
But speaking of which, did you know that Zoist, her special comic didn't even chart? So that bad. It's almost like no one gives a crap about Lois. I'll say this on the live Super Wonder show, but I'll give you guys a little tease. You see, here's the thing. I've heard people say, well, DC doesn't care. Well, here's the thing. She's a side character and stuff. Like, of course she can't support her own book. Then why does DC keep giving her own freaking book? That's it. Why would DC give her her own book if they didn't, for some reason, think that she can that her name is big enough for her to be able to do this? She ain't, because Lois is a horrible character, and you guys have severely screwed that up. It's that simple.
Yes, DC has done that. It's terrible. By the way, there's some people you're ranting.
Mm-hmm. Yes, thank you. I know. Tevya has a question.
All right,
I don't know how kryptonite works in that universe, so I can't really. And I would imagine the same. I don't think dark side energy affects kryptonite. But then again, we haven't seen how normal kryptonite affects him, so we don't know yet.
We got a question from Brown Destroyer. Thank you, Brown Destroyer. Jared, do you think that in the Absolute Superman, his AI costume could have been a little bit better designed? For example, the yellow parts.
Nope, I dig it a lot. I think it looks great. I like
dig it.
the whole charging up aesthetic that they do, and I think they did a fantastic job with that.
You know what's also cool about the Absolute Superman design
Oh,
is
what they reveal in the most recent issue is that it has a helmet.
yeah. I was just about to say that.
Yeah, that's a dope thing about we see Lara with it, and I'm like, I told this to Britt because we reviewed it on this week's Legacy. By the way, check that out. And it looks so dope. It reminds me a lot of the Unchained armor.
You know what?
I wouldn't be surprised again. That'd be another new 52 thing they took inspiration from.
I was just about to say that. I was just like, a new 52 thing. And you know what's also cool? It's the fact that she was the first Kryptonian to have that.
Mm-hmm. She made it herself. Obviously,
Yeah.
with Jor-El's help.
And you know what that means, right?
Mm-hmm.
It means that the New 52 Wonder Woman was Absolute Wonder Woman helmet was inspired by the Kryptonian.
That's the other thing. She has her own helmet too, so that is kind of cool. Checking that out. Britt pointed that out to me once.
Yeah, I was just like, I just thought about that now. I'm just like thinking, what if that? I just had a wild thought. It's a wild theory out there. What if the Kryptonians were the gods of Earth? Like how?
What do you mean, like Zack Snyder wanted to do?
Yeah.
I don't think they would go with that. Because as far as we know, in terms of Absolute Superman, the Kryptonians have never been to Earth.
It's a theory, but it's an interesting theory I had, but theory nonetheless. I got a question for you, Jared, though. Out of the 3 books we've covered so far, and obviously you've answered this on your question on your channel, but I wanted to ask you, which has been more interesting to read, the most exciting, and the least exciting?
Well, the one that's been the most entertaining is Absolute Wonder Woman because it's not written by Tom King. And in terms of like the one that I've enjoyed reading the most, again, Absolute Wonder Woman. The one that's kind of least, okay, is to a degree Justice League because I've already read it before. With the Absolute books, I haven't read these before, so it's like really cool, like gain anticipation. Justice League is fun for its own like nostalgic reasons.
Okay, it's a fair question, right? So
yeah.
So I just thought to ask. Brian Destroyer is asking. He's saying Absolute Batman, Absolute Superman, Absolute Wonder Woman for him.
Okay,
which is all fair. You're entitled to your choices. For me, it's Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Right. I really dig Superman. The fact he came to Earth not as a baby, but as an adult. Right. And I dig the fact in Absolute Wonder Woman, Cersei is Diana's mother. I absolutely dig that.
Yep, that works.
It's a very good plot twist, and I just wonder, will we ever see Hippolyta in the future?
I think we will. I think at one point we will see the Amazons.
Now, I mean the design wise. I mean design wise for Hippolyta.
Well, yeah, because if she shows up on the book, we will be seeing her like design, of course.
True. Tevia says he's got a question. Absolute Batman for me is my favorite. Absolute Superman is the weakest for me, but Absolute Wonder Woman is super interesting so far.
That works.
And Brandster says, I am interested in what they do with Aquaman in the Absolute Universe. They haven't confirmed Absolute Aquaman yet, have they?
No, they haven't. They've confirmed Green Lantern, Flash, and Martian Manhunter,
which we will be covering, guys.
I'll check it out.
We will be covering those other books from the Absolute Universe because we love it. I'm digging it. And I don't know how excited Jared is about Absolute Martian Manhunter, but I'm interested to see the direction going for Martian Manhunter because he has different colors. So that's what I find him interesting. but I just think this is an amazing book, very well thought out by Scott Snyder. And honestly, I just wish, I just hope and pray that whatever Scott's got come up in the pipeline, that we get something really big, you know, event for the absolute, Trinity.
Yep, we'll see.
So here's a question for you: what would you do if you had the choice to bring the Trinity together?
I haven't really thought that in terms of a story. What you could do, you would have Darkseid like show up, like fight, and then the Trinity shows up to fight him because they all just happen to be in the same location, or maybe they like moving there when they see Darkseid, and then maybe Darkseid because tricks the Trinity into going to war against the main DC universe.
Mm-hmm.
There's something with that.
And Brandon Storer says he's super interested in the Absolute Martian Manhunter, which that works, and obviously I know a lot of people are as well, but I'm just thinking, will the Flash be even more exciting than the other books?
We'll see for sure.
It's Wally, right?
Wally West, that is correct.
Yes. Okay. Now he's gonna be a youngin, isn't he? He's gonna be in his teens.
Yep.
I'm guessing.
That's kind of what they said.
Okay. So, and that comes out in March,
yeah,
from what I saw from the solicitations.
Yep, exactly.
So in March we'll be covering that. I am very excited for this stuff, but obviously I just wanted to know what brought Scott Snyder to basically make the Justice League, what's it called, the Justice League from from the Suicide Squad game, put it into Absolute Universe format.
That would be great. That'd be hilarious.
Because remember, he has 5 members, right?
Yep. He is using the lineup, so that is pretty interesting, except for Martian Manhunter and Flash.
Except for Martian Manhunter, he's got Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, and Green Lantern.
Except he has a different Flash.
Yeah, except for he has a different Flash, yes. But still, I'm just like, wow, blown away. I am looking forward to everything. But I want to now do a Q&A session, guys. This is the part where you guys in the comment section or in the chat ask us questions related to our channel, right? Being very specific here.
Mm-hmm.
Related to our channel, you can
ask in terms of the content that we covered.
For the content we cover, if you guys want to ask us questions about video games, in terms of comic book video games, you can ask us about comic book movies, and also you can ask us about anything in between comics. Jared is a comics book expert, and he has got very good knowledge. If you can take a look at his books shelf, it says it all, right? Ladies and gentlemen, he's the comics lord. So I have a question though, Jared, for you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about the whole Matt Reeves thing?
You mean Muschietti coming out and confirming that Pattinson is not the DCU Batman?
Yeah.
Yeah. I knew that was going to happen. Anyone telling you that was going to happen is just wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I got confused. I was just like, I got confused on why Matt Reeves would say that, but at the same time, people.
No, I think he was like, I don't know it necessarily what the future looks like, but I think it's more like yeah, you really can't integrate those two.
Okay. We got a question from Brown Destroyer. What if Martian and Manhunter's race used to be humans on Earth, but later they moved to Mars as they were advanced than regular humans? They evolved on Mars, plus with technology expanded, they'd be modern by day Martians.
That could be fun. I'm definitely down for that.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Sean McCanny, welcome to the stream.
What's up?
He says, "Good idea, Brown Destroyer." Yes, good idea indeed. Uh, I also think as well, with Superman rapidly approaching, I think James Gunn needs to start promoting books again.
I would say so. You should do that.
I think personally, I think with what we're about 4 or 5 months away from the release of the movie, I
Mm-hmm.
think start promoting books.
Yeah.
Start saying, read this book, have a conversation. Watch the DC Showcase podcast or whatever it's called, right?
Mm-hmm.
Definitely start going on that and start having a discussion on these individual not issues but trade paperbacks. Kingdom Come, New 52, Grant Morrison, volumes 1 to 3, All Star Superman. Have conversation about these. It will get people conversation about Superman. Now there's a rumor going around apparently that Superman is going to be in Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow.
Of course.
So, but I'm excited about Lobo though. Lobo being the villain for that film. Yes, please. I'll take that. Sean says you just need to focus on good storytelling and continuity.
Yep. I
I
agree.
agree. I agree with you. Continuity is the most important thing going forward for the DCU because if not, then you're gonna struggle. You're gonna
Mm-hmm.
struggle out the gate. So keep the questions coming, guys. If you got any more questions, feel free to ask us. It could be about movies. It could be about comic book movies. It could be about DC. It could be about Marvel. It could be about anything in relation to our channel, which is comic books. So feel free to ask us.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if you got any questions for me, you can ask me about Marvel Rivals. You can ask me about anything like that.
Which character that hasn't been added to Marvel Rivals do you want them to add?
Daredevil.
Okay, that's good.
Daredevil, because I would like to see him as a Vanguard type of character.
That's
So like
cool.
something like how Wolverine plays,
Mm-hmm.
and his team up would be with Elektra, and Elektra would be another character I would want in the game too.
I will say what I really like about the game is that if you have certain characters near each other, they'll have like unique character interactions.
Yeah.
I like that. That's really cool.
So we have a question from Sean. Who do you think would be the new Batman?
I mean, if I were John Hamm, I'd be trying to audition. I don't want John Hamm to play Batman, but I think if I were John Hamm, I'd be like, oh, maybe I should check this out.
I gotta check this guy out. So we got a question from Brian Destroyer. So he says, question, Jared, question. What was the best Superman costume you've seen on any medium ever?
Man is
Even
actually no. Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice.
any medium, even as an idea drawn by someone.
Batman, the BVS Superman suit.
For
They
me,
put like Kryptonian like text in there.
it has to be the BVS too for sure.
BVS was good. In
The
terms
dark
of
one.
what's followed closely is the ZSJL black suit.
Yeah, definitely. Tevye is asking a question. Question: speaking of Marvel Rivals, what other locations do you want to see in this game? Because for me, I love to see Spider-Man 2099 world. Pretty
I
much
can see that.
we have got a Spider-Man 2099 world in there, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
If any map that I would any location I would like to see is obviously I would like to see the X-Men mansion, the child
That could be
professional,
fun. Like the Danger Room.
the danger room. That's it. Yeah, that's what it was called. The
Mm-hmm.
danger room, and that map basically turns into different things.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be cool to have in terms of a map. And I would like to see as well in a Marvel Rivals uh, map. I would also like to see. We've seen Wakanda, we've seen uh, Asgard, but we have not um, acknowledged. What are the places we haven't acknowledged besides Wakanda
I have no idea because again, I haven't played the game yet.
Just trying to think. We haven't seen New York, not broken up New York, but mainline New York. We haven't seen that yet.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Story says Halo actor as Batman in
Could see
Gunsverse.
it.
And Brandon Story is asking again, is there world's finest movie coming?
I don't know. Probably. I mean, Gunn did say he's interested in that.
Yeah, Gunn did say he's interested in the world's finest movie, and he wouldn't do it how Zach would do it. So, it would be weird. It would be cool to see the direction the world's finest book would be, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the direction where, what sort of books they could go for.
Mm-hmm. Please keep it apolitical, Sean.
Yeah, we're not talking about non-political stuff here, please. So anyway, what sort of adaptations would you want to adapt for world's finest book?
Well, probably I would say if you have to adapt a book,
yeah,
that is a good question. By the way, Public Enemies I think would be the best way to do it. Just start with that, and if you want, make the second movie a Trinity movie featuring Wonder Woman and bring in Supergirl. But they actually can't. I don't know who to cast as like Dick Grayson or Tim Drake Robin. Honestly, for right now, we'll see what happens.
We would get the Dick Grayson announcement in the Dynamic Duo movie, isn't it?
Yep. That would be when I would say that they would do it.
And in terms of Tim, we're not looking to that yet. We still gotta wait for Jason.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm still like, I know you're not a big advocate for James Gunn, but you gotta give James Gunn credit for at least putting a lot of Easter eggs in the DCU.
I know I don't, because that's called nostalgia armor again. He's like, if your story is crap, but you're doing but you're putting all these Easter eggs, that shows me you're trying to hide something instead of actually doing good stuff.
Jensen Ackles for Jason Todd. Huh.
I could see Jensen Ackles as Batman, honestly.
He's got the age. He's the right age for what's the word? For Batman for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I got a good one. Tyler Hoechlin for Batman. That'd be funny.
That would be great. No, I got another one. So someone said Henry Cavill is Batman.
Wait. Henry Cavill as Batman?
That's what people said as a joke.
I can see it, I'm not
I could actually see that. That would actually work. Based upon how he played the Witcher and Tevia, I'm not doing castings because, again, I don't know what the story is going to be.
So we're coming up to Creature Commandos ending, right? Obviously, I'm doing the reactions and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I can say this much, right? What I'm excited about is, will there be a Superman cameo? I wonder.
That could be fun. I mean, they already cast Superman.
I just wonder if they would.
Mm-hmm. That could happen.
Right? I gotta ask you this, right? Because I know you like the Batman Cape Crusader season, right? Season 1. Besides the Harley Quinn, who would you want to put in the show that hasn't been put in yet?
Dick Grayson.
Okay. As Robin, right?
Yep, of course.
Okay.
Maybe Ra's al Ghul.
I would like to see Paul Dini on the Cape Crusader show. I would like to see
he should.
Because I think personally, Paul Dini could write one episode and knock it out the park.
Mm-hmm.
Brand Destroyer says Henry Cavill can play Batman if you look at his movie Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Mm-hmm.
That's the movie. Fun. That's a movie we should cover for movie night.
It's not very comic booky.
Oh, okay. It was just a thought.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that's a good way to wrap up. I know it's I know it's a little bit shorter stream, guys. It was great to answer your questions. Thank you for putting those questions in and get the conversation going. And guys, we will be doing a lot more. We'll be doing a lot more comic books, for Absolute and Justice League. I might even sprinkle in there some video game news if I get some video game news, including Gotham Knights making its way to the Switch.
Yeah.
So we'll put that in there. So on that note, make sure you like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's on X is at Taladia Plays _ on Twitch is at Taladia Plays. And like I said, if you want to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, because when a video or a live stream that I do, you will be notified. And until the next time, have a wonderful morning, wonderful evening, wonderful night, whatever in the world. And we will see you next time. Peace out, everyone.